If you clicked on this video expecting me to be buying an expensive car or wearing fancy watches or flexing me eating an overpriced steak, I want you to click off of this video. This is not for you. This is for the traders who actually care. The ones who want to see what it's really like to be a consistently profitable trader, the daily habits, the discipline, the boring moments that nobody shows, because that's what actually creates success. The first and most important habit every trader should have is a consistent morning routine where you wake up at the same time every day, you drink your coffee at the same time, you do the same things every morning. Now, for me personally, that is going to the beach. There's just such a calming presence about being near the water. It just helps me get into the right mindset. I like to come out here. This is where I get mentally focused. Trading is such a psychological and emotional skill set because your psychology has a direct impact on your performance. So if your mindset isn't right, your trading isn't going to be right. And this is what I like to do to get my mindset in check. All right, I'm going back to my apartment now. I think there's about 45 minutes until the stock market opens. So gonna make my coffee, gonna create the morning watch list, gonna get the mentorship students ready to rock and roll for the market open, give them a pep talk, give them some insight on how we should approach the day. And today's actually FOMC day. So usually there's crazy volatility during FOMC days. So I like to overall take it easy. There's a lot of traders that just straight up don't trade during FOMC. For me, I can still trade just because I trade individual stocks, where a lot of the stocks I trade just frankly aren't even affected by FOMC. But if you're trading futures, if you're actually trading the market itself, then obviously if there's some crazy news that day, it's going to heavily impact your trades. But for me, probably gonna, overall take it easy for FOMC, but if I see A+ opportunities, I'm going to take advantage. And look who I ran into randomly on my morning walk, the one and only. You look so sweaty.
I'm so sweaty. I just finished my bike ride, our bike ride.
I was just telling them about how important it is to have a morning routine. So I guess, what's your morning routine?
For my morning routine, I start you wake up 7 o'clock, then I go down on my bike and I take a bike ride for like 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and I'm getting ready to trade.
I know, market open like 40 minutes.
Market open.
So see, everyone has their own morning routine. I like to go to the beach. He likes to go on a bike ride. Maybe you like to go to the gym, whatever it takes. Are you ready? Today's FOMC.
Yes.
What do you think is gonna happen?
I think they're gonna keep the rate the same. I don't think there's gonna be any changes.
Yeah, I think so too. They'll keep the rates the same.
Yeah,
Do you think good trading?
Yeah, well, it's Fed day, so we're gonna be cautious.
Yeah, Fed day.
That's how the market is gonna react. But all in all, I mean,
we're gonna trade well.
Yeah.
I think the last 2 days were good, so hopefully today will be good as well.
I think there's gonna be some gaps today.
Yeah, definitely.
So
okay.
Hopefully.
We'll keep you updated. This is literally the only clean cup I have. It's either between this or like a bear cup. I'll show you. This is the other option. So I guess, this is gonna be clearly Sammy's cup for the day. This one's gonna be mine. Alrighty guys, we got like 1 minute until the stock market opens. Who is ready to make some money? Who is ready to print today? Now guys, keep in mind, we do have FOMC today. So usually in FOMC days, they tend to be a little bit slower. Like the day is usually a little bit slower. However, we'll see, we'll just see the opportunities the markets provide us. The last 2 days were actually pretty good. I feel like it's definitely picking up. We got a ton of watches, ton of gaps. So let's execute, but let's also not forget to be patient, wait for the opportunities to come to us. It is FOMC day, so kind of take it easy maybe at first, see how the day progresses, see if we get the opportunities, and then we'll capitalize. So market just opened, let's take action, and let's have a great day. All right, we just finished the morning session. It's 11:50 a.m., so 10 minutes before noon, and oh my God, what a crazy day. I am, on one hand, I'm up. I don't know how much I'm up because I haven't checked yet. I don't like to check my P&L throughout the day. But on the other hand, I am so disappointed in myself. I'll be completely honest. I just completely messed up. Just a slam dunk home run of a trade. It is what it is. I'll show you guys the trade in just a little bit, but let's go and see how the students are doing. All right, guys, say hello to YouTube, everyone, and how are we doing today? I know it was an active day, kind of frustrating day. I'm gonna talk to YouTube about what exactly happened, but yeah, how we doing today? 700 bucks for Colby. Chris will go over 150, up 800, 650, and you guys can give us your honest thoughts about it too. 1100, 200, 330. I mean, you guys are up nice. How are you guys feeling though? Do you guys feel like you should be up way more? Do you feel like you mismanaged? Do you feel good about your trading, bad about your trading? How are you feeling? Way more? Yeah, that was that type of morning, and I'm gonna go over the trades that, not that we botched, but kind of botched. Yeah, so managed a lot pretty bad, got it, mismanaged, all good. One of the hardest parts about trading is the management, right? Most people think that, oh yeah, the only thing you need to do is just get into the trades. That's half the battle. The other half is managing the trades correctly. That's essentially the entire battle if you really think about it, because you can get into really amazing setups, but if you don't manage them correctly, you're not gonna make any money off of them. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys exactly what trades we're talking about. Okay, so what helps me really maintain discipline and it helps keep my psychology in check throughout the trading day is I don't like to look at my P&L, how much I'm up, until the end of the day. So I am literally going to close my eyes and I'm gonna show you guys how much I'm up halfway through the day, but I am not going to look, all right? So I have no idea how much I'm up, but I'm gonna show you just so you guys get a perspective. I don't know the amount. I know I'm up, I just don't know how much. So my eyes are literally closed right now. By the way, as you can see, I'm connected into my real-time account. I'm gonna go to monitor and I'll show you guys exactly how much I'm up. I don't know if you even see the amount or not. I don't, but that's how much I'm up today. Hopefully you see it. And yep, this is, like I said, people always want me to show them the live login, the real-time account, so there it is. So hopefully it's a pretty good morning so far. I just haven't checked, but it could have been an unreal morning. I just completely mismanaged one of our trades, and I'll go ahead and show you which one it was. It was the BGS. So we're looking at the daily chart here, and this stock gapped from 628 and today it opened at around 590, and look at the red bar today. So it was, you know, the catalyst was an overnight gap, and then look at this. This is the 5-minute chart, and my mistake was I kept trying to scalp it instead of just, you know, holding on to it and just letting it run the entire day. I kept trying to scalp it and I would get in and out of it instead of just, you know, managing it correctly, managing it like bar by bar, or, you know, lowering my, like, just, you know, using a trailing stop. So I messed that up, but look at the way it was moving. It was just picture perfect. I made, you know, I will check, I made $2,000 on it, but, you know, I ended up trying to get in and out way too many times. So I have a ton of shares traded, and that didn't really translate to a ton of profits. I mean, 2,000 bucks is still pretty good, but this could have been, with my sizing and correct management, it could have been a $5,000 to $10,000 trade. And I'm disappointed in myself. I'll be completely honest with you. I hold myself to an extremely high standard. I'm really passionate about what I do, and I know this should have been a 5 to 10K trade. Obviously, they say hindsight's 20/20, shoulda, woulda, coulda, sure, but I hold myself to a high standard. I have high expectations for myself, and I know that at my peak, at my best, I could have made way, way, way more money on this. And I just made a management mistake. It is what it is. We'll move on. We still have a few hours left in the day, so yeah, maybe it'll set up again, continue lower. We'll scalp it or we'll trade it again, but we'll see. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on the rest of the day. Alrighty, the trading day has concluded, so let me go ahead and show you guys how much I'm up. So I made $5,193, as you can see, is May 7th, 2025, and I'm connected into my real-time account. And I would show you guys all of the trades that I took in kind of like a trade recap, but I have my personal trainer at 5 p.m., so in around 30 minutes. So I'm gonna run to the gym, I'm gonna train, work out, and then Probably gonna play some basketball too. And then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do a little bit of a trade recap, hop on the charts and show you guys kind of like my thought process on the day, what trades I actually caught, and some other big movers that had really good setups today. So in terms of a weekly recap, I made $5,100 today. I made $5,000 yesterday as well. And on Monday, I made $3,000. So up a little bit over $13,000 on the week, and today's Wednesday. So I still have 2 more trading days. And obviously it's been a nice week so far. However, I am a little bit bummed out from today. And that's gonna sound crazy because you might be thinking, you made 5K, why are you upset about it? I'm not upset, it's just, for me, I don't really care about the results. I don't care about the outcome. I care about the process. I care about, did I trade well today? Did I trade in accordance to my plan? And recently, I've been really trying to adopt a new style of management where I'm kind of leaning away from pure scalping and I'm kind of giving a lot of my trades more room to run, kind of using a looser management style. However, I just didn't do that today on one of the trades, the one that I showed you guys earlier, and it costed me a ton of money. Like I should have made $4,000 to $6,000 minimum on that trade if I just, did a different type of management. And shoulda, woulda, coulda. Hindsight's always 20/20. I'm happy with the day. It's a lot of money. So, but I just know myself. I know I can hit that next level where I could have, a single trade make me $5,000 to $10,000, let alone, the other trades that I take. But it is what it is. Just gonna have to review the trading day, review my mistakes, and then improve for tomorrow. I mean, that's the only thing I can do, right? I don't want to like dwell on my mistakes or dwell on my mismanagement. All I can do is kind of accept, hey, I made a mistake, and then just move forward. All right, so I'm at the gym. We're at Lifetime. This is my personal trainer, Elizabeth.
Hey.
Whenever I'm like super lost in the sauce when it comes to trading, she makes sure I'm right. She makes sure I get my lift in.
Yep.
She's my nutritionist, nutrition specialist.
Yep.
She's my supplement protocol expert.
Yeah.
And I'm her like therapist, honestly.
Oh, is that what you are? I'm definitely your therapist.
Something like that.
For sure.
All right, so what are we hitting today?
Well, I kind of want to do legs today.
We could do legs today. It's just I'm gonna have to probably 1v1 Antonio in basketball. And the thing is, my legs are cooked. I'm gonna lose.
I am absolutely not gonna not do legs, so you cannot beat Antonio at basketball.
I can beat him anyway.
Yeah, I think you're gonna beat him.
All right, let's crush it. All right, so we're gonna do back and buys instead, just because number one, I do want to play basketball, but number two, I'm gonna hit legs this weekend, and I don't know, I'm in the back and buy type of mood. What do you think about that, Liz?
It's your world.
She's upset, yeah, because she wanted to hit legs. All right, what are we doing here?
That's okay.
Oh, this is okay.
That's okay. I'm gonna
this is heavy as fuck.
They act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit them with an update. Okay. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Hit a nigga when you went the front gate. They act like they ain't know. Hold up. Guess I gotta hit them with the update. Really with it, I ain't got a pump fake. Killer flow and hit them with the one take. Act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit them with the update. Okay. I been getting to it when I'm up late. Yes, sir. Hit a nigga when you went the front gate. Act like they ain't know. Guess I gotta hit them.
The mistake that I made today was I just tightly managed a position that I shouldn't have. And it was really hard to get filled as a short on this trade. So I really couldn't get in the first place, but the issue was I kept trying to scalp it as opposed to get in and then just ride the move lower and continuously lower my stop loss, either going like bar by bar, which is like one of the management strategies that I have, or just lowering it to like a pivot. By the way, I teach both in the free course. But yeah, I just didn't do that. And I kept trying to scalp it and go for smaller moves. And as a result, I missed the entire big move. But it was hard to anticipate that stock making the move that it made. It was like unreal. It just kept going down lower and lower and lower. And I didn't expect it to move that much. And as a result, I managed it like way too tight. It is what it is, but it's all good.
Yo, what's up?
It's good. Look who I found at the gym.
Dude, stalking me, bro. Just kidding.
What's good, bro?
I'm so tuckered out.
I'm vlogging today.
That's awesome, dude.
We got Yuri here. Oh yeah, this thing is awesome. It's small, but it's good. It's the best, bro. Like you get to move the gimbal or whatever. Alrighty, look who I ran into the gym, my boy Yuri, guys.
What's good, y'all?
If you guys don't remember from one of my other YouTube videos, Yuri has been a student of mine for about 11 months. He's killing it. How much did you make today?
I only made like $2,000. I had a really rough. I was up 3 and then I gave back a lot.
Yeah, it was like a busy day, lots of opportunities, but sometimes when there's a lot of setups, a lot of opportunities, it gets like a little overwhelming, and you could sometimes like mess up plays just because you're too scattered and you're too focused on stuff, you know what I mean? Is that kind of what happened?
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome.
I tried getting in, that's over there by the way, but I tried getting in some stuff like, because I was kind of desperate to make money and I felt like I underperformed towards the end, and it was like a psychology thing.
Yeah.
Where I just kind of took a risk I shouldn't have. Where's my
Bro, look at this car, 19 years old. This is sick. This is sick, bro.
No, it's awesome. I love this thing.
Let's go. Go inside, bro. I want to get it for the camera, bro.
All right, let's go.
Show YouTube. You got to show off for YouTube.
Sir.
This is a sick car.
Go in. Shoot, wait, listen to this.
That's awesome, bro.
And then this is like literally my favorite part about the car. I love convertibles. I hate the soft top. Like, I'm just not a fan. This thing literally like has like a hard top at a much cheaper price than like most, like, I don't know, what would you call them, like brand cars. Here, why is it not doing it? Is my car broken? Okay, I think my car might be broken now. I love that it's hard top though.
That's awesome.
Because it makes like the road like a little, I don't
Yeah.
know, road quieter a little bit.
That's awesome,
like,
bro. So how does it feel having this? How do you feel being in Florida? I feel like this is the perfect car with a convertible for Florida, at least. So.
No, yeah, 100%. I mean, it was awesome in Reno, but so this thing, I don't know how much of a car guy you are, or the audience, whatever. But this thing has a naturally aspirated engine, and I used to live at like 5,000 square feet, or not square feet, like elevation.
Altitude, yeah.
And what was my naturally aspirated engines? Like, they take in a lot of air for power. And at 5,000 feet, there's just so much less air. Like, it's 20% slower and like less quiet over there.
Oh, that's crazy.
So over here, it just
That's
feels
awesome.
a lot more awesome. But
That's awesome.
yeah, made it down here.
Work hard, guys, and you could be like Yuri. You know?
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. But you like it here in Florida so far?
It's awesome.
Kill a floor and hit 'em with the one take. Please tell me what's to these lanes, they must be out of their mind.
All right, guys, I stopped by my parents' place to grab some dinner, watch some hockey. We're watching Toronto versus Florida. How was your trading day? They saw you in the morning. How was?
Yeah, it was, it was okay. I was traded block and can.
The penny stocks.
Yeah, I kind of, I have my thing with like a penny stock, and I trade them a lot.
Yeah, you can make a lot of money on the penny stocks, especially in our mentorship in the community. I'm what we're always calling out penny stocks. It could be almost easy money at times.
Yeah, potential. I mean, you could load with like 60, 75,000 shares, and half a penny would make you good money. Or maybe a penny, you could get in and out, and with the very limited risk. I mean, you could make tons of money as long as you know what you're doing.
Yeah, as long as you're good with your exits. Did you catch
Yes,
any other big plays? What was the one from this morning? BG, I forget what it was
no,
called.
actually, I was so busy with this.
With the penny stocks?
No, it's hard. I mean, it's taking so much attention from you.
What, it was the...
Yeah, and I kind of regret. I should have maybe concentrated on the other stuff.
I'll tell you what it was. It was the BGS.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that
a
one.
trade.
I know. It made me $1,800 today, but that thing could have been like a $4,000 or $5,000 trade, even more honestly, because it dropped.
The other problem, you couldn't get feel to some of them when it wasn't feeling you.
It wasn't feeling you. There was a couple of nice longs today too. Can made me a little bit of money.
Yeah, there's always
always something to do.
Yeah, there's always things to improve, and there's always something to do as long as you know what you're doing.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially like now it's season.
Earnings season.
Earnings season.
Yeah, there was a lot of opportunities today. I would say last week was pretty slow, just not a lot of good setups. But this week, I mean, there's plenty of opportunities just about executing on them. And the best part about trading is you can never be perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect trader. So even when you're 5 years in, for my case, or he's like over 10 years in, there's always things to work on, and the environment changes. And it makes it exciting because if you want self-mastery with any skill set, you always have to be a student to the game. Mastery doesn't even exist, but we chase mastery.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it interesting, because there's always stuff to improve on.
No, absolutely. I agree 100%.
Yeah, we're watching hockey. We're watching 2-2 of the Leafs. And then, yeah, ready for trading tomorrow. And gonna go to sleep soon, and then we'll
We're gonna start all over again.
start all over again. It's the same thing. It's funny because trading, it's the same thing every day, but it's always different every day too.
And you're always looking, looking forward.
Yeah, I always look. That's the one thing that I think most people, they usually dread going to work on Mondays. They don't look forward to the weekend ending. But for us as traders, they hate when Monday arrives. But for us, especially if it was a good week the week before, when it's Sunday night, we're like, oof, ready to trade tomorrow, ready to make some money, All right, perfect.
Yeah,
and then we're
sure.
gonna finish this game, and then I gotta do a trade recap for you guys. Now I'm back home, and it's time to see Sammy, and she's right here waiting for me.
Hi.
Wow, look at this outfit. Look at that hair. So what did you do today?
I got my hair done because it's my 27th birthday on Sunday.
Yes,
Cute.
I really like it. It looks really good.
Right?
Do you want to show them your glam room?
And then I bought a few.
So guys,
Come with me to my glam room.
yes, so for all the fellas that are watching this, and if you're a trader, you gotta give your girl a glam room. And as you can see, this is Sammy-fied, I like to say.
Well, it's not. No, this side is not ready. This side is not done to my.
She did all this. Honestly, listen, all I need for me is my office, my trading room, and she kind of just took over everything else, because before I met her, my apartment
Looked like a jail cell.
my apartment literally just had a mattress on the floor. that was the decoration in my apartment. And then I met her, and then when you have a woman in the home, a woman of the home,
A woman who just brings an artistic, creative touch to every single aspect of his life.
exactly. So thus the apartment, I guess, looks like this now.
So this is the guest room. But
Yeah, it's a guest
I
room.
made it into my little princess room, and the guests that want to sleep in my princess bed are welcome to at any time.
We got a TV coming right here shortly,
Yes, very shortly.
very shortly.
But today I went to get my hair done. Then I went to Motec. I brought this for you.
Thank you. I just had dinner, but I'll have this for lunch.
And then I went shopping. I got some boots because I really like them in color, so I also wanted them in black. I got some clothes for my birthday. Let's see which outfit I can wear for my birthday.
Okay.
Look at
Zara, all
this skirt.
right.
It's super
Zara's
cute.
nice.
And then I went to Sephora. I got a hairbrush. I got some shampoo and conditioner.
I actually need some shampoo. Is that for me?
No, it's for me.
Oh.
You can use it.
Honestly, guys, that's sort of the bulk of my day. I literally trade, work hard, gym, and then I honestly just hang out with Sammy. We don't do crazy things. I feel like you see all these traders on the internet. It feels like they're buying new cars on yachts all the time. Like, that's not real trading. Real trading is you work, you make your money. In my case, I mentor my students, and then I live my peaceful, happy life with my woman. I see my family, I see my friends, and I enjoy my freedom. And
we're gonna travel a lot this summer.
yeah, and we just enjoy our lives. Like, that's what real trading is, in my opinion. It gives you the freedom to just hang out, and sometimes she has to deal all of my, not problems, but how do I say this?
Frustrations.
Frustrations, for sure, because with trading, sometimes frustrations are involved, especially last week. I was a little bit frustrated, but how do you deal with that?
I go and frolic.
That's how you deal when I'm frustrated? Actually,
I do yoga.
no, I'm saying when I'm frustrated, what do you do to help me not get frustrated?
I tell you, it's all in the mind.
All right, guys, let's do a quick little trade recap and go over my day. And I'm mostly going to be going over the biggest miss of the day for me, and that was the BGS. And funny enough, that was also my biggest winner. But this should have been like a $4,000 to $7,000 winner, and unfortunately, it was only an $1,800 winner. Now, I'm not complaining. I still made money on the day. I finished with $5,200, and as you can see, by the way, connected real-time data. All right, so we'll go over the BGS, why I liked it, what I saw in it, what the play was, and how I messed up. The can made me around 1,200. The CAN, the ALDX, and the BRCC were more kind of like breakdowns, base breakdowns, and they were more level 2 scalps. And then I had a couple of other winners, and then my smallest loser today was like 140 bucks. And the funny thing is the MYGN should have been a winner today, but I kind of mismanaged that as well. Now, you're gonna notice, you know, I didn't have the best day, honestly. Like, I'm really not very happy with my performance, especially looking back at it in hindsight. Obviously, hindsight's always 20/20, but I just didn't trade to my standard. I have really high expectations for myself, and I'm just not happy with my performance. But I still made $5,200, and part of the reason for that is because I keep my losers so ridiculously small. Like, my biggest loser today was 140 bucks. I'm really good at limiting my losses. I'm really good at managing my risk. And as you could see, you know, I usually trade a bunch of stocks. I'm a high frequency day trader. I'm very active with my trading. I do a lot of scalping. So a lot of times I'll try out a stock, like for example, the ECX today, $17 win. This wasn't even a winning trade. Like, I tried it as a scalp and it didn't work, and I left it alone. And a lot of times when I try out new scalps, I do it with really small size at first to kind of test the waters, to see if it's scalpable, to see if I can kind of read its movements. And if I can't read it, it's not scalpable, it's not something that's gonna work for me, I just leave it alone. And I'm really good at knowing when to leave a stock alone. I'm really good at knowing when to size up. I know when to size down, I know when to be passive, and I know when to be aggressive. And because of that, even though I didn't have a good trading day, like I really did not have a great performance today, yet I still made $5,200 just because I keep my losers so small. Like, if I had let's say 2 to 3 big losers today, I'm probably up 3 to 4K today. It's not as impressive of a day. And for me, what's encouraging is, like, I didn't have a great day, but I made $5,200. Imagine if I did have a great day. What if I did really capitalize on the BGS, which I'm about to talk about? It could have been like a 10 to 15K day. And that's kind of that next level I'm trying to take my trading, where on a day like today, where there were tons of opportunities, maybe they weren't the easiest opportunities, but I need to be able to capitalize more and be able to push this P&L well beyond, you know, 10K, honestly. I could have done that today, and I didn't. Next, let's go ahead and review the BGS. Now, right off the bat, we're gonna be looking at the daily chart. That's the first step. I'm a gap trader. I like to trade stocks that had overnight changes in price, and the BGS had exactly that. Yesterday, the BGS closed at 632. Today, we opened at 590. So we had this overnight gap, this overnight change in price. I don't know why this gap happened. Maybe it was because of overnight news. If I had to say, it was probably because of earnings. Like, the company reported quarterly earnings, and I guess the stock sold off overnight. That's probably it, just because we're in earnings season, but I'm not too sure. And by the way, this wasn't even like a crazy, you know, tier 1 type of gap. We were gapping directly into this area of support. We were gapping directly into this pivot. Ideally, I would have loved to see us either gap into the lows or gap like underneath this pivot, but we were gapping into support. I like to see my gap downs clear under support. So gap under support, all right? Not into support. So it wasn't even that great of a gap down, but it moved. And this is why I trade gapping stocks. You know, gapping stocks have a catalyst behind its movement. I mean, this thing dropped literally like, what, 27% in the first like 2 hours of the day. It was insane. Yeah, literally 27% in the first, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 15-minute candles. Literally, first 2 hours of the day dropped 30%. This is why I trade gapping stocks. They move way more than non-gapping stocks. So every single morning I scan for gappers and I create a list of my favorites. And the BGS was one of my favorites. Now, the mistake here was just my management. You know, granted, in my defense, it was really hard to get filled on this. It was really hard to be able to get in. Sometimes when you go short, technically you're borrowing shares from the broker. It's tough to get filled sometimes. Sometimes they just won't give you shares. You're not able to get filled. It's just the reality of trading. And that's what happened with this one. And my mistake was I kept trying to scalp it. But because I was trying to scalp it, and I couldn't get filled, I never really even got into this position with size. Like the most I was able to get was like 4K shares, maybe 5K shares. On something like this, I'm getting 10 to 20,000 usually. So right off the bat, I was extremely undersized the entire trade because I couldn't get filled. But my mistake was I could have just got in and held it, even on smaller size, right? Versus trying to scalp it, trying to make money off the small moves that it made. And that's the thing, it made a massive move, right? And that was the mistake. I kept trying to scalp it and go for smaller moves as opposed to loosening up my management and going for the big move. And that was an error. I kind of misread. I just didn't think the stock was going to drop that much. I mean, 27% in the first 2 hours. Like, it's hard to predict that. It's impossible. Like, I had no idea I was going to do this. So as a result, I kept trying to, scalp it as opposed to just let it run. But there were so many times I could have just gotten in and went like 5-minute bar by bar. 5-minute bar by bar is a management strategy that I use that allows me to stay in a trade, maximize my profits, but it also reduces my risk. It helps me, it gives the trade the room to fluctuate without giving back too much profit. Let me give you an example. Let's say I get in right here on the BGS as a short, hypothetically, right? I don't even remember exactly where I got in, but let's say I get in here as a short, and I go 5-minute bar by bar. Let's say it's going in my favor, and then I get this red candlestick. Perfect. What I do is I will lower my stop loss to the prior 5-minute bar's high. So this is the prior 5-minute bar high. Now I lower my stop loss to that high. Then as this one finishes forming, I lower it again. And then when this one finishes forming, I lower it again. When this one finishes forming, I lower it again. When this one, I lower it again, and so on. This one finishes forming, I lower it again. And then right here would be the first stop out, where the green bar comes back up and it hits the high of this 5-minute candle, I'm out of the position. But I would have literally caught this entire move lower if I just did 5-minute bar by bar, literally, right? All right, and that would have been a really amazing trade. I mean, it dropped 10% on that move, right? Next, let's say if I entered here, right? And I did try to enter right here. I just couldn't get a fill. I just could not get a fill for my life, which is partly not my fault, but partly I could have probably been a little bit more aggressive. Let's say my original stop loss is right here, right over the base. So entry under the base, stop loss over the base. Let's say this candle finishes forming, lower my stop loss. This one finishes forming, lower my stop loss to this 5-minute bar's high. Same thing here, and then finally it would have stopped me out here. But at this point, when the trade really starts to accelerate, I can go to a smaller time frame and do bar by bar. In that case, it's much tighter management when you do bar by bar on a smaller time frame. If this doesn't make sense, I highly recommend watching my free 10+ hour course. It'll teach you all of these management strategies, everything that I do when it comes to my methodology and managing my trades. It's highly, highly, highly valuable. Please watch it. It's really going to build the foundation for your trading. It's 100% free. I'm genuinely trying to help you guys with this free course. Take advantage of it, because I've had traders who have literally become profitable just off my free course. It's insane. Watch the education, and it'll give you a lot more context on how I trade. All right. So I could have done that, or I could have gotten in as a scalp and then just given it room to fluctuate, right? Maybe give it a trailing stop of 3 or 4 cents. So as it drops in my favor, my stop loss kind of moves down with it. I could have done that, but I messed it up. On one hand, I couldn't get filled. On one hand, I was trying to scalp it way too much. I was never able to get big size on it, and then I just didn't give the trade enough room to breathe. I kept taking profits way too quickly. Completely my mistake. That was kind of the trade breakdown, but it is what it is. $5,200 day. But I know my potential. I know I could have made 10 to 15,000 today. And it's just a matter of execution. And sometimes execution is hard because it's all in the moment, right? On one hand, I'm literally live trading in front of all of my students, hands-on mentoring and coaching, and then I have to trade extremely well myself. And sometimes, especially in the heat of the moment, it's tough to make the correct decision right at that moment.
That's what makes trading sometimes hard. You got to execute, and sometimes the execution part is the hardest part. But regardless, nice day. Overall up 13,000 on the week. Still have 2 more days, so I'll keep you guys updated on my Instagram. On my Instagram stories. So follow up on my Instagram, and hopefully we'll get a day just like today tomorrow, and I could really capitalize and kind of fix the error that I made today. All right, guys, see you guys on the next YouTube video. Thanks for watching.